Trio, Jesus Pereira, who so nearly finished in the top 3 4 years ago. Actually broke down just quarter of an hour from the finish. And Peugeot and Toyota literally wheel to wheel, and this is the battle indeed for the lead between the Lees Lammers Fangio driven car and the number 1 Boutsen Dalmas Fabi machine. So quite a motor race going on here between the leading Toyota and the leading Peugeot. In this case, the Peugeot has its lights on just to intimidate the Toyota as much as anything else. Of course, this race held virtually on Midsummer's Day, so a very long day. Unlike the Daytona 24-hour sports car race, the only other remaining major sports car race in the world now that the championship has been scrapped, and that race held in many more hours of darkness. Just see some sparks coming up from the magnesium skid plates of the Peugeot as the leaders are held up by Venturi. Marshals flagging furiously, and a multinational group of marshals here, many British marshals travelling over to Le Mans always to assist. And the whine there of the fabulous V10 engines, 3.5 litres, non-turbocharged. A puff of smoke there from one of the Cougars, and the Pierre Hébert, Jean-Louis Ricci, Jean-François Yvon car being lapped, and 5-times winner Derek Bell, of course, driving the other car and saying how impressed he is with the organisation of the Courage team. But of course, these Porsche-powered Courages do not have the power. And there's a problem, the power of the Toyotas. And there we have a problem with the Toyota, the Georges Fouché, Stefan Andskar Elgh car, the turbo car, and it's blown a right rear tyre and is limping back to the pits. And into the pits the Rafanel Atchison Wallace car. That Toyota had some early electrical problems, having run in 3rd position early on. The whole gaggle of cars there going over the crest of the hill and then diving down into Mulsanne, the famous Mulsanne corner at the end of the Mulsanne Straight, now of course with its 2 chicanes, and then from the Mulsanne corner a very, very fast section towards Indianapolis corner. These cars touching somewhere in the region of 200 miles an hour before braking into Indianapolis, which has got a nasty right kink before the 90-degree left-hand corner. That's the left of Indianapolis. And then the second part of the Indianapolis complex, that corner does not actually have a name. And then another fast run down to the Virage Porsche as we go back to some chicane action. And still, this fabulous duel between Peugeot and Toyota continues from the late afternoon through into the early evening. number one car of Boutsen, Dalmas and Fabi. And just behind it, the Toyota of Lees, Lammers and Fangio, the nephew, of course, of the great Jean-Manuel Fangio. Fangio now domiciled in North America, where he drives for Toyota and has been dominating the IMSA series. Toyota running different cars, they're four-cylinder engines, in fact. So another pit stop, in fact, for the lead car. Number one machine. And already the door is open. You see Thierry Boutsen climbs out. In climbs Yannick Dalmas. And we go in cab with one of the Toyotas. And yellow flags wave, and just look at the reflections off the windscreen. And well, there we have a car that's had a fairly substantial accident. Can't quite. Ah, now we see it. It's the number 17